There is a fifth dimension.
A dimension of sound.
Damn it, Frank! We tell him to be quiet. I spilled my hot cup of Uranus again.
A dimension of sight.
Hey, Arch. I'm gonna sock you in the puss.
A dimension of mind.
Nan Adams, is that you?
Next stop, the Twilight Zone.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Fifth Dimension of Twilight Zone podcast, where we talk about Rod Serling's favorite podcast ever created since he's been long gone in the grave.
Yay.
We're back.
Also, happy birthday. I think it was the 25th was his birthday of December.
Was
The
it?
26th? Yeah, something like that.
Like
I have to look this up.
I saw something from Ann Serling, so.
I wanted
His
to wish
birthday's like
Jacob a happy birthday, but then I
It's right
realized,
around
like, yeah, he's born
Fuck me.
December 25th.
Hippo birdie to you, you live in a zoo. You look like a monkey.
You smell like one too.
Smell like one too.
I know, right? It's so weird. You know, Jacob's had had like 5 birthdays since we recorded last because it's been like 5 years.
Yeah,
Triv
there
is
was
still
an improvement.
transitioning.
I had an improvement this year. Yeah, she is. I only got one birthday card that said Merry Christmas on it as well.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
I didn't get that many birthday cards this year, but still, I only got one that had a Merry Christmas in it too.
Yay.
Was it a
My
in a Happy New Year?
No, that would have been great. I wish somebody would do that. Give me a New Year's card that's Happy birthday. I'd be like, you
Right.
know what? You're switching it up.
Happy
So
Arbor
anyways,
Day.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, we're back. It's been a while since we recorded the
Woo!
last week's episode. You know, it's not like we recorded that like 2 weeks prior. It's been a
Dude,
holiday.
I uploaded since the last time we
I know.
did the
Triv
thing.
uploaded like 3 videos since then,
Yeah, I did.
all
I
about
uploaded
killer
one.
rats. Or
No, I
raccoons.
uploaded one. Anyway.
I did not. I thought about it.
And
That's
I
okay.
I didn't.
uploaded. I uploaded many videos, and Jacob said I'm gonna have a stress out attack.
Yeah, he showed me his schedule. I remember those days, and that stressed me out just looking at it. I said, "No, I'm not looking." at
Oh
that."
God, man. I looked at your whole schedule thing, and I about shit a brick. I don't know how you don't.
Well, I don't
recorded
think about it when I'm doing it, so
Fair.
yeah. I was like, oh, look, no wonder why I was dead tired when I went through the month of December. I don't think I had like one day off the whole entire month.
Damn.
But yeah, it was good times had by none. I watched a lot of videos, didn't get a lot of views. So, anyways,
I watched a lot of Doctor Who.
yeah.
There you go.
Apparently Jacob watched a lot of Doctor Who, and
You want to talk
now
about it? We
really-
talk about it.
I could reinsert like half the conversation I recorded before. I think I only
Dude,
recorded like half
I
your
spent
conversation.
half the month trying to get my video to be accepted by YouTube because I didn't realize that it was fucking Lionsgate owning
they're the worst.
this particular movie. No, Studio
times.
Canal is the worst, which I also had to deal with about this time of year a couple of years ago.
I haven't had to deal with them. Lionsgate, though, I had a lot of those cease and desist from them.
Oof.
Aren't all these companies like offshoots of Universal? Or am I just imagining that?
No,
For some reason I thought-
Universal is pretty easy
Universal's pretty-
compared to Lionsgate.
They'll hit you too.
Well, no,
though.
but isn't
Universal will hit
wasn't-
you like years later.
Yeah, that's true. wasn't Lionsgate like a kind of like Fox with Disney, kind of like a second party for them or something like that? I keep thinking that Lionsgate and
subsidiary, I
Studio
think.
Canal were part of.
Lionsgate
Universal.
used to be part of I thought it used to be part of Disney, but I don't think it is because it's its own separate beast.
I don't think they're. Part of
Yeah, I
Disney.
don't know. I keep getting. I think Focus Features is part of Universal, which I know is a big problem too. But
Yeah. Like I say,
anyways.
Studio Canal is damn near unbreakable. Like I'm pretty good at this stuff. I had a hard time getting past them, and even after the fact, I still got a partial block.
You
And
hear
my
that?
shit doesn't.
YouTube.
And my shit doesn't take 5 minutes to put together. That's like a 40-hour deal.
I know. I can't remember who was telling me someone was having trouble uploading videos of like I don't know, like really bad movies. I can't remember who was telling me about that. But anyways, I think
mean, you get
Jacob's
like
looking up that right now.
gravitas.
But
Gravitas features can be a real bitch, but by and
yeah,
large,
but yeah, but they're
like
bad,
Birdemic too.
bad, terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so guys, we're actually recording the first day of January. Happy New Year's to you.
Yay.
I'm still dealing with the hangover. It's good times. How about none?
I'm not.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going backwards. Everybody's going forwards with not alcohol drinking. I'm going backwards. It's like I need to make up for lost time or something.
That's okay.
Oh, good. Do it.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
that in my early 30s.
Yeah. I'm in
Midlife
my
crisis,
My
bitches.
late 20s, early 30s. I relived my early 20s. Good times.
So anyways, did you guys stay up for the New Year's? You
I
make
missed it by
to
20
midnight?
minutes.
Oh, I was up. I was up till like 3 o'clock.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Watching
I only
Doctor
made it till
Who.
like
You want to talk about
12:20.
it?
Woo!
Actually, isn't the Twilight Zone marathon going on right now? Or am I missing? Am I?
I
I
think
think
it
it finished up today, but it's weird because it's not like a consistent marathon. It's like say noon to 2 and then like 4 to 5 and then like midnight to whatever. It's not like the entire weekend kind of a deal like it used to be.
Which is weird. I think it's because everybody has these streaming services now that they don't feel like they have to do it. I mean, I don't know. It was like Christmas Day, when they do the 24 hours of Christmas story. In the last 2 hours was the Christmas story or whatever, Christmas story Christmas or whatever it was,
Yeah.
the sequel.
Oh, a
Oh,
very
you haven't watched it?
Story Christmas.
Yeah, the sequel to A
Or-
Christmas Story, which is actually
Yeah.
pretty good.
It is? I've never
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
it's
that.
not
As
bad.
long as you
It's-
don't do Christmas Story 2 because that thing is a piece of shit.
On TV.
or the yeah. Christmas Story too. And there was like a summer story or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
summer vacation. Yeah, it was
Is
it
that
was he
not
got
part
his
two?
car. He's like sick. Yeah, that was part 2, but it was done in like the early 2000s.
Oh, one was done in the 80s, wasn't it?
The original was in
That-
the 80s.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
but wasn't there a sequel in the 80s that was really bad? Or am I thinking
Oh,
maybe
No, there was a
No.
sequel called A Summer Story that was pretty bad.
that was the
That
early
was in
2000s.
like
Was
the
there?
Okay.
90s.
For some reason,
Yeah, it was like the
in
90s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I knew it was like earlier than the 2000s.
No, maybe it was. That's where he gets his car. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's so
Oh,
bad.
then
It's
that's
I've
that's
honestly
what
never
I'm
seen it.
thinking of. Yeah,
I've just
that's.
heard
I think
it
it's like
was
sorry.
really bad.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think Daniel
Looks
Stern
TV
was
like
the
a
father.
TV movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
But,
I thought that was in the 2000s. Apologies.
Well, I mean, when it
Unacceptable.
comes to like remakes and retries, it could be the 2000s. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows at this point? You guys have a good holiday? Everybody did you guys get relaxed, rejuvenated, unlike me, who's still
Oh
neon?
yeah, so rejuvenated. I had a great Christmas. It was awesome. Yay.
Hey, we gotta congratulate Triv. She saw a bunch of movies.
Ah,
Oh, you did?
yeah.
What'd you see?
I
Yeah.
needed to get the hell out of the house yesterday, and I just kind of continued go. Went to one, and it's like, oh, I'll go to another, and it's like, oh, I'll go to another.
Are there
So,
that
She was
many good
sneaking
movies
in.
out?
well,
she's
I
been
know.
the
I
one
just
ticket for
haven't.
3.
I just
Oh, you did say they
haven't.
were good. Okay.
No, I just decided I was gonna do it. Aquaman, Wonka, and The Color Purple.
Oh, I have
She-
questions. I have many questions.
She had the buy one get one free, get 3 free special, or buy
Oh
one get
yeah,
2 free.
no,
special.
actually they were at different theaters.
I heard Wonka was better than you think it would be, and like it's good for kids, but like adults are probably gonna be like, it's whatever. Was it?
I
Okay?
enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was cute. It felt like
It's
like it fit.
inoffensive.
It felt
Okay.
like it was in the world of
It's a musical.
the original
first-
Willy Wonka.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Like
that's
it
cool.
didn't like there was a lot of weird shit that happened, and it worked for me. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah,
Excellent. Oh,
so let's see. Cavender is coming. Yeah. So Triv, congratulations on the movie watch.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
I need to do. I'm
Um,
trying to start the year off where I'm actually seeing movies.
Well, that's
I'll
good.
stop
Big movies
FNAF,
from last
but-
year.
Yeah, well, it was still
I was-
at that point. It was still
Yeah, it was less.
2023. So
Oh,
I
it's
also saw
2024
FNAF.
right now, guys.
Yeah.
That just dawned
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah, the first day of
I
2024.
just glanced down at the corner of my computer. I was like, "Oh, hey, it's 2024." I knew that last night.
Yay!
Anyway,
Yeah, I was
Moving on.
I was gonna invite you guys to watch Oppenheimer, but I don't know if you guys would have made it 3 hours through Oppenheimer. So,
I made it the first. time.
anyways, yeah. So here we are. We're on the penultimate episode of season 3 before we get to the trenches that is season 4, and we have an episode that tends to jump the window. Not jumps the shark, jumps the window, or jumps the mirror.
Really?
or the mirror, depending
yeah.
upon how you look at it.
Yeah, right. And or we have Rod Serling walking through a mirror that just randomly appears. And it's just
Yay!
I don't know. Okay.
Random is a good word for this episode.
Yes.
This is a good January 1st episode. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I feel like I enjoyed this more
April
than it really
1st.
is a good episode. But it's January 1st and it's the 101st episode, so I guess that kind of works in some form.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's season 3, episode 36, which is Cavender is Coming. Directed by Christian Nyby, written by Rod Serling. Production code 4827. Air date May 25th, 1962. Stars Jesse White, Carol Burnett, and Howard Smith. Yeah,
It also
so Carol
contains a
Burnett
laugh track, like the only one that
did
broadcasted
it?
originally, yes, it
Mine didn't.
broadcast with a laugh track. Well, no, it
Okay.
hasn't been shown with a laugh track since like the original.
Does that make it better?
No,
Not that
probably
it's
not.
not.
It really.
Okay.
This is also an episode that stars a very young Carol Burnett before she actually she was offered the pilot for this series, but then they canceled it, and then they just gave her the Carol Burnett show. So it's like a jump off point for her kind of
Well,
success. I guess.
she did stuff to at least I think 8 years before this. Like she
Yeah,
had been in
she was doing
Hollywood
things.
before this, yeah.
She wasn't huge yet. She wasn't
No,
Carol Burnett. She was just Carol Burnett.
right.
But I
But
think
you
this
can
is
see
was
the
like
slapsticks and the
yeah.
comedy. You can see the what you see in the Carol Burnett show and the other things that she's done. You see the basis of that here.
This is much more subdued.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's kind of what the
it's not
Twilight
as
Zone is
physical.
too.
But
I mean, she was
it's
grabbing her
interesting.
butt that whole first bit.
Right. And she's discombobulated, and they were saying all kinds of things, you know.
Did you guys feel like
It's
you'd already seen this episode?
Oh, we did.
yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Mr.
we
Except
already talked about this episode.
Yeah.
We've
This
already
was a gender
Yeah.
swapped.
discussed this plot.
Well, the thing that bothers me most about this, I guess it really shouldn't bother me, but it's just like the whole gist of this episode is like Carol Burnett doesn't really need changing. But this guy, I guess this guy is so bad at his job of trying to get wings that he just does things that she doesn't really ask for. It's almost like if you gave a homeless man a sandwich and he wants money, he just throws the sandwich at you. You misread the situation, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's a very weird episode filled with actually fun performances. Like Carol Burnett is actually quite good in this, and
Oh, she's fantastic.
really good. It actually elevates this episode from worse. It actually elevates the kind of bad nature of this episode compared to like Mr. Beavis. And I got to ask you guys, like, how do you? I kind of know where you're going to go with this trip, but Jacob, like, I Love Lucy, I think is a fantastic show. I think the Carol Burnett show, but where do you guys stand on Carol Burnett as a comedian, as her show, like compared to like I Love Lucy? I know they were like big comparisons in Mary Tyler Moore show. Like, where do you guys stand on Carol Burnett's show?
Oh, she was like I watched her growing up. She was foundational for me as far as like seeing and not that I'm that funny per se, but like I aspired to kind of to have that kind of fun, like goofy humor kind of a thing. Like so yeah, I was a huge fan, am a huge fan of what she does, and yeah, it's that clean but still raunchy, like that double entendre kind of humor, and I have a great deal of respect for her on all
Was
levels.
she the one that wore the drapes, or was that Mary Tyler Moore?
No, that was her.
That was Carol Burnett.
Yep.
That shit's funny. I
Oh,
remember
it's
that shit being really
hilarious.
funny.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm not like
What
a
about-
Carol Burnett connoisseur, but I've seen enough of her. I know enough about her. I like her as a personality, and what I've seen of her, she's really funny. Like Carol Burnett show, what I have seen of it, I really like Carol Burnett. I feel like versed in her enough to know that like her as a personality, she seems really funny. Like Triff said, you see a lot of the beginnings of that. Yeah,
Agreed.
you see a lot of. I
Um,
think she did fine here.
She elevated
feel
very
like-
basic bitch material.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is okay. Let's just. I felt like this was kind of low effort. Like
Well,
the
this
story
is-
has been done basically and very like blatantly on this very show a few times now.
Well, I'll say
Well, I was
this:
gonna say-
like one of the reviews that I read said that this is like they kind of like not rebooted, but like basically remade Mr. Beavis, which is true. You've got two people that was Mr. Beavis's like angel. Was he an angel or a genie? I don't remember.
I don't remember that episode at all. Like it's been so long.
You know what I
Thing is,
remember
I
about
really
it?
I remember
It's a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that shit. But
The
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, I really enjoyed the Mr. Beavis episode, and I think I enjoyed it
Yeah, me
more than
too.
you guys because it took
enjoyed
multiple
it.
scenarios. Oh, okay, cool. It took multiple scenarios, and it placed him in those things. It's like, oh well, let's change up where you live, where you work, all of these things. Took away the eccentricities that made him him. You get all we get of Carol Burnett in this is, or was there Agnes? Yeah, Agnes.
Aggie.
Orson Bean was Mr. Beavis.
Okay. But the thing is, all you get of Agnes is, oh, well, you know, you're good to your neighbors, you're clumsy, you can't hold down a job. Okay, we're just going to make you a socialite. Like, that's all
She
that they
wasn't
did.
She was never. Usually these kinds of stories go like, oh, the person's wanting more. They're down on their luck. They're praying, asking, wishing, whatever for more, what they think they want, and then they get it, and they're like, oh shit, this isn't what I want. What I really want is what I always had, because I'm the richest. All that, you know.
Yeah.
This she was never asking for it. She didn't seem unhappy. She seemed kind of like, oh shit, I lost my job again. But she seemed very upbeat about it and all cool. And she wasn't asking for anything. They just said, hey, you need.
Jacob.
It
And
was,
she
and
never
maybe that
seemed
was
like she wanted it
right.
from the get go. I don't
I,
feel like anything was learned here from her. I guess the angel learned something that I guess everybody
and maybe
does
that's
want
the
all that.
thing, because he maybe sort of assumed, oh well, you need this, you need that, like
Money and
kind of
things.
like the traditional like social climate of, well, you live in a shit box apartment, you can't hold down a job, we need to remove those elements from your life.
Yeah, I guess. Because in the end, he does say, you know what? I think you're the richest woman I know and all that. And
They pull a very much a It's a Wonderful Life.
yeah.
That's what I thought about with this episode. But really, I gotta ask you guys:
Sloppy.
did she tell you what she wants? What she really wants? You know, I'll tell you what.
Tell me what you want. What you
What I
really
want. What I want.
What you want. What you
No,
want.
no. But
really,
this
really don't.
episode, this episode feels like Rod Serling knew Carol Burnett. He was using kind of what she is known for at this point as kind of a jumping off point, because like Jacob said, it is very low effort. It feels like it plays to her strengths, and it almost, like I said, it almost feels like he knew her in the realm, because I'm sure she was working under
It didn't feel
Paramount's
like Twilight
logo or
Zone.
CB.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well,
It
actually,
didn't
Yeah.
feel like
she,
the Twilight Zone.
yeah, actually that he did. The whole opening segment with her like failing as an usher was based off of something that happened to her when she was 15. Like her experience as a movie theater attendant.
Am I the
Yeah, I
only
mean,
one who
I've
was
been
really
there.
confused as to what the fuck she was supposed to be doing until then? I was like, oh, I guess she's at a movie theater taking tickets. Maybe, I guess. I thought she
Well,
was a
back in the
dancer, like a
day.
showgirl dancer or something at first.
Well, you know, back in the day, like you've got like the probably a big theater in LA. You probably would have like that kind of presentation back in the 50s or 60s.
I like how
But
she
yeah,
went
no,
over to the lady and was like, "What am I supposed to do with these?" And she just goes,
Uh-huh.
"I do candy, lady. I don't know."
But yeah, like I love how the manager of the theater is like a baseball manager. He's just doing signs. He's like, and then like he's like,
I really enjoyed this. Shoot the what is it? Shoot the the balcony. Shoot the balcony. It's like, oh, don't say that.
it's just it really is just playing off like Carol Burnett's sentimentality or sensibilities or whatever, and her ticks and her motives and stuff like that. And you know, it's very similar, like you said, to Mr. Beavis and It's a Wonderful Life, where you know, I like I said, I was watching this and then they freeze frame, you know, as she falls,
Freeze frame.
and it like it pans out. I thought like we're gonna see Clarence or something like that, but it turns out that the angels are in a fucking 1950s gangster Chicago, like I don't know, like office or whatever.
Yeah,
And
see
they're like,
here,
oh
Clarence.
yeah. But they're like, oh, get Cavender. He's a failure of this place. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What'd you guys think of the
Cavender.
wing? The way that they did the wings?
His little wings on his
Yeah.
shoulders.
Tiny small wings.
Well,
It's
the
like
one
Making
head
fun of my
guy-
tiny wings.
The one guy, the head guy in charge, also had like, you know how like sergeants have like rankings on their sleeves or on their shoulders. He had like little
Yeah.
really bright gold like sergeant type markings on his shirt or on his sleeves.
Yeah. Like ranking. He's like they're in the military, angel military.
Exactly.
There's like just a random woman just standing out there. Is she waiting for a job? Like what's going on? I don't know. I felt
She was
like I was
waiting to get
watching
them
the
coffee.
I guess. I don't know. It like I said, it's a very weird episode, but it's kind of everybody in it's fun. I mean, we see a woman crash to a mirror
The
and gets
episode itself was
fired.
kind of sloppy.
Yeah. So
I
I'll
mean,
say this
honestly,
about the episode. It's like every idea that they had, they were just like, oh well, we need to show that this angel is incompetent, and they get him dressed, he's kind of dressed down, when they're in heaven, and then he does the thing. Like there's nothing that says that he's a real screw up. They look at her and they go, oh well, she lives in a crap apartment, and she does this and that. But like you say, there's nothing that there's so much that you could have done with this whole thing, and they just, oh well, she's a woman, so we're gonna make her a debutante and leave it at
well,
that. There's no growth.
I didn't feel like okay, Carol Burnett is in this, but I didn't feel like it was. There were every now and then I was like, okay, there's the Carol Burnett we know, but she wasn't doing her Carol Burnett for the most part,
Right.
which is fine. Don't be typecast. But I feel like that's kind of what floated me along in this episode. Had they just taken someone else who I didn't know who it was and put her in that role, and she done the same exact thing, I probably would not have looked on this. Any favorability I had of this episode probably would have not been there. Because I was kind of looking to Carol Burnett the whole time, like, okay, do your thing. Do it. And like,
Well,
I
I
don't know, I didn't
mean,
hate it, but like, I really loved when the I'm all over the place, but like somebody handed her some type of like hors d'oeuvre, and that guy just like came out of nowhere, was like, on her hand. That was funny as hell.
I mean, you know what made this episode better? Jake Giles band,
Elbow.
freeze frame.
Freeze frame.
But even that bit felt weird, didn't it? Like the
Well,
whole
okay,
like they
well-
stop it on her face.
Yeah.
Since when have they done that kind of a? It just like you
They
say,
do that.
It felt
That's done
weird.
a lot. It's done a lot in the Twilight Zone actually. Like the freeze
Is
frame
it though?
thing. It has been done quite a bit. It's like it just feels like an effect that is done better today.
They usually
Like,
do it from faraway shots, though. Like they're like
yeah,
in that town there, and it'll show it, and it's clearly just a picture, or just like a
right.
freeze frame of it.
But like I said, it goes up to heaven, and then it comes back down as they send Cavender down, Clarence style, and basically, some reason, Rod Serling's in a mirror that he walks out of, and
I liked that.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I
pretty
didn't get
funny.
what what was going on there, but
Nothing at all.
that's when
It had
he
nothing to do with
Yeah,
anything, but I still
absolutely.
liked it because I knew, Twilight Zone, they do shit with mirrors. But when he came out of that mirror, what he said was, "Small message of reassurance to that horizontal young lady. Don't despair. Help is en route. It's coming in an odd form from a very distant place, but it's nonetheless coming." The
Yeah.
narration then continues after Cavender is assigned as Agnes's guardian angel. Submitted for your approval, the case of one Miss Agnes Grip, whatever, Grip.
Grip.
But on Earth, with 2 left feet, and an overabundance of thumbs, and the propensity for falling down manholes. In a moment, she will be up to her jaw in miracles, wrought by apprentice angel Harmon Cavender, intent on winning his wings. And though it's a fact that both of them should have stood in bed, they will tempt all the fates by moving into the cold gray dawn of the Twilight Zone. Okay, the last third of that whole thing is what? That's just words that he threw up there.
Yeah.
But they sound really good because it's Rod Serling. Wow, they should have stood in bed. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Basically stayed in bed, but they used to say I should have stood in
Oh,
bed.
you should have stood. Okay, it's
Yeah.
like stand in past tense. Okay,
Or
Good.
something.
Yes, that makes.
That's just the thing that they used to say.
Oh, we don't say that anymore.
No.
Get with it, Rod. Get with
Basically.
the times.
I know.
Stay
Come back
in
to
bed.
life so you can learn. We need
But here's the
Twilight
thing,
Zone.
even with the opening
It's
narration,
low effort, Rod.
it
Just like this
doesn't
episode.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like yeah, okay, yes. Obviously Agnes is someone that isn't very good at what she does. But I don't know, like offhandedly I would not have, like with Beavis, you get the idea that he's an eclectic asshole. He drives an old school car. He works in an
likes
apartment,
fire.
or he works in an office where he's got like his, he's got like the taxidermied squirrel. He's got the weird clock. He's got all of this really, really super eclectic stuff. You don't really get that with her.
No,
You're
and these
missing- you're
angels
missing
suck.
the-
Shouldn't they see that she's already like this really good person. Like when she gets home and she's giving candy to
Yeah,
the kids and she's happy
but
and all this. They should. These are not some very
but Cavender's an
things that you'll see
alcoholic
her.
and he smokes. So I mean, what do you expect, Jacob? What do you
Everybody.
expect,
That's
sir?
back then. It wasn't alcoholism or smoking. It was just Tuesday afternoon. That was just
True.
what they did at
Right,
lunchtime.
exactly.
Well,
That's why when
can
that
we talk
guy's like,
about the?
"You're drinking gin," it's like, and was it because I drank it too early?
No. He had a gin fizz, a gin and tonic, a gin something else. It's a fourth kind of gin. He was well versed in like
He was
pub
the
gin.
He didn't.
he was
He
the
didn't
Forrest Gump
switch over
of
to
drinking
brandy.
gin.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the thing that really pisses me off about this episode? And
What
I'm
really
just
grinds
gonna
your
lay
gears?
it out right here. This makes the episode just terrible.
Okay.
It's the fact that bus tickets cost $0.25. They're like $2 now. I'm like, I couldn't take that shit. I'm like, $0.25. That's like blasphemy. No, I'm kidding.
Dude,
Yeah,
it
all
went
over
from
the
a
place.
I
dime
was
to a
surprised it was so high.
quarter. Yeah, it went from a dime to a quarter. What the hell?
Yeah, now it's $2. I was
Highway
actually
robbery.
surprised that it was so expensive back then. Because a quarter seems like a lot of money.
Because they were in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything
probably
was more
were.
expensive there. They
Yeah.
were because she
Or
was in
LA.
New York, and no,
Yeah.
they were in New York. Well, in the episode they were in. I don't know if they were really in New York, but that's where it
They're
took
pro-
place.
They were in LA normally.
Because she was going to
but-
get a mansion in New York. It's one of the last of its
Oh,
kind.
that's right. That's right. How did you guys feel about how she reacted to, and I didn't
This
have a
is
problem
like
with the
the
way that she
nonchalant.
reacted. Yeah, she's just like, oh, well, I didn't pay a quarter to get on here because I, did the thing. And she's like, oh, that's nice. Like, I could see reacting that way to some asshole that sits down next to you. Like, you're just kind of like blasé about everything they say.
Then he
She
appears
only
in
has,
her
like-
apartment, and she just like sideways leans into him for like a long time. It's like, so what you
Yeah.
doing, everybody?
Yeah.
She really took it all in
She does
stride.
have she has one moment where she's surprised, but I just like how the biggest shock is like, she's Cavender misreads the situation. He's like, all right, I'm going to turn this into a Corvette. And then he like touches his finger. Like, I guess that's his owl from Quantum Leap device or whatever. And, he presses that and it's a carriage and it turns into a convertible. And I love the look of the bus driver who's just really confused about what's going on.
And then jumps out the
And
fucking window.
Yeah, he just like he turns back to the bus. He's like, "Hey, if you see my boss, tell him I quit." And instead of just going out the door, he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm just jumping out the window." It's like,
And there needed to be
Jumping out
more
the
of
window.
this. Like there needed
agree.
like the thing is, even like where they end up at the fancy party and Cavender doesn't have pants. That was cool and fun, but there was not enough of that
Exactly.
kind of goofy shit.
They didn't. It's like they didn't want to commit.
Right.
it's like they spent
Or
all
they
they
couldn't,
spent all their
maybe.
budget on goofy shit in the Buster Keaton episode, so
Well,
they were all out of
it's-
goofy money.
They set
Yeah.
the episode up as if it was supposed to kind of be like this goofy, like the Buster Keaton one. Like some of it's goofy and okay, dude jumped out a window. You don't
Slapstick.
need an explanation. It's slapstick. It's supposed to be light
Right.
and goofy like that. But then the whole episode's not that way. So it's like, you guys, are they afraid to commit to that? Were they afraid that it would put people off? And I think in being afraid or whatever their reasoning for not doing it, that's what put people off. Because it's like the tone of the episode is just like, we don't know what it is.
Right. Well, the fact it had
Wait.
a laugh track, I would be really interested to see how the laugh track plays out. Because obviously, guy goes through a window, there's a laugh track. Guy appears without pants, there's a laugh track.
Those
Her
freeze
going
frames might have
through-
made more sense.
Yeah,
The audience,
know,
woo!
yeah, that too. And just the fact and I know Carol Burnett did a lot of humorous stuff, but even at that point, that seems like every decision was like you could have made any decision and it could have been interesting, but you made the wrong decision in damn near every case outside of getting Carol Burnett.
Well, I do wonder because the laugh track may have made a huge difference. Because if you've ever watched some of these like sitcoms without the laugh track inserted, or where they remove it, however they do it, they're not nearly as funny.
That is
it
true.
really takes, in some cases, it's kind of awkward, and it really takes something from it when you remove that.
Well, and even given that time and place, like maybe those moments were more funny. Like at one point she's got the clay thing that she's working on in her apartment and she like, pats it on the head. And then there's a similar like a bust at the new place and there's like glasses all over that. Like it's pushed back and there's glasses all over the bust of this bust. But I don't know.
Busts of busts.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
it was a very busty woman, and she's kind of pushed back, and the bust is
Ooh.
covered in glasses.
I like busts that are covered in glasses that get pushed back,
Do you? Wow, that's
like
awesome.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Which he did it again, Triff.
Damn it.
He did it again.
I do it early and often, you know?
No, not you.
They
Him.
don't. Oh.
He's talking.
No.
About can't hear him.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I realized I was talking and then no one was responding, so I figured.
I responded.
Yeah.
That he did
No.
it
No. I have a feeling. I have a theory about what was going on with this episode and Rod Serling writing it. He got to a point where he knew the fourth season was coming, so he ended up. They were like saying you should do this, and this is what he looks like near the end of the third season.
Yeah.
He just starts ripping up shit and just like said, "Fuck it, we're doing it live" or some shit. It just I feel like that's what was happening to him. He's like he knew the fourth season was coming, and they told him what they're gonna make him do, and he's like, "All right, so we'll kind of half-ass this Carol Burnett episode."
You know who else looked like that?
And what's that? Yeah,
You know who else looked like that?
what's that?
Stephen Moffat at the end of the Peter Capaldi era of Doctor Who looked like that. You want to talk
I
about
don't doubt it. I like how you're like vaguely threatening. You're like, "What you want to talk about it?" I'm gonna vaguely threaten. No, it's a laugh. No, but like, I guess the thing that she's good at is like everybody loves her in the apartment, and then apparently she, knows how to fix things, and she knows how to make whatever that dessert or food is, and then she
Potato
like
pancakes.
gives
How
potato
many onions
pancakes.
in my potato pancakes?
Right.
Yeah,
How many eggs?
2 eggs,
exactly.
1 onion.
And she gives the body electric kids like candy, and then pass the kid on the butt when he gives her a cookie, or she gives him a cookie. Like
Aggie,
I'm like,
Aggie,
she gives pat the kid on the
my
butt.
cookie broke. Well, bitch,
Yeah.
it's gonna break in your mouth anyway. Eat the fucker. Stop being greedy. Stop being bougie.
I like how she's a
You see
cookie in
where we
her
live?
purse. Like it's like random
Yeah.
cookie in the purse. I'm like, ugh. Like, can you imagine what that
Right?
purse is like?
Got
How
a
many
little
jobs
cookie.
she's had? Yeah. Be like, here's
It's like a
random
black cookie. This
bag.
cookie, this used to be a sugar cookie. Now it's black.
It's got all the lint on it.
It's been in my purse for 2.5 years.
Yay.
But that's what kind of what's off-putting about this episode a little bit. It's like everybody loves her, but somehow like the angel misreads all this. Like I don't know. It's really
His
really
bosses too. These
Yeah,
are terrible angels. Terrible angels.
Yeah.
That's why they
Apparently
got
they didn't watch It's a Wonderful Life.
They
It's
got a
not like it
little-
hadn't come out at this point.
Yeah, it had already come out. It came out in the 40s.
I
But
know.
It wasn't
That's why-
popular yet. It didn't get
True.
popular until years and years later.
Yeah. 80s
Syndication.
public
Yeah.
access.
Why do you guys like
TBS.
dance on my parade? Gosh.
Because we have to.
Yeah, I'm sure. Gosh.
It's not a question.
It's a huge
Took my
bond.
tots. Gosh. Get your own tots. No,
No, she did like so she kind of handles all of this with like almost detached interest. Like, okay, I've showed up at this party. Wow.
This happens every day.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Like at first when she was on the bus and was kind of like, oh well, used to be a dime, now it's a quarter. All of that stuff is like, okay, well she's just trying to, put him off, but it kept happening and I don't know what that was supposed to be. Maybe I'm
it was like
overthinking.
maybe. Yeah, it was like when Will Smith got slapped Chris Rock. Like he was so detached from reality. It
True.
was like
I'm just gonna say it. I like Harold Burnett. I think she's really good. I didn't love this episode.
Well, you guys want to know where the where this came out on Paste and IMDb?
sure, Trev. Why don't you tell
Number
us?
30.
Exactly. At Paste it came out 107 and IMDb it came out at 154. So 2 off at the bottom. Yeah.
Dang, that's
And that goes by rate
It's
like
not that
whatever
bad.
the IMDb ratings are. So it was like
okay.
a 5 point. Well, and here's the thing. So it was listed as a 5.9 out of 10. So it's not like grand scheme, it's not like a terrible rating, but for then there's
Hold
probably others.
What's below it?
Let me check.
Not Trouble
Is it
Templeton.
anything
Trouble
we've
Templeton
seen
is
yet?
ranked higher than this episode, by the way.
No.
The problem with this
say
episode
that.
is
I don't think it's-
discombobulated.
I
It's
don't
just-
love this episode, and I don't think it's a good episode. Honestly, I don't think it's a terrible episode. I think it's less than middle of the road. It's or higher, lower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's too away from the very bottom. It ain't that bad. It's messy as shit, and it's just kind of. I'm not gonna
Okay.
remember this one in a few. We're gonna be sitting there, and you guys are gonna mention what the fuck is the name of this episode. Cavender is coming, and I'm gonna be like, which one is that?
That's
Okay,
the
so
HBO Max sex episode.
I remember that.
all right, so as a heads up, the rankings of IMDb go from 9.1 down to hang on here, down to 5.6. So that's kind of the out of 10. So the Bard from season, I think, well, 1963, so that'd be season either 4 or 5, has a
Yeah, the
5.6.
Bard's the season finale of 4.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
and
let me know
Silences
then.
from 1964 is a 5.7. And then you
Oh,
have this one at a 5.9, as well as the Mighty Casey. Well, no, sorry. The Mighty Casey comes in above that at 6.1.
I did like the Mighty Casey more than this. I know people hate that episode. I thought it was fun. Anyway,
Well,
yeah, I didn't love this episode. This wasn't, in my opinion, a good. I keep trying to like be like, well, it's Carol Burnett, and she wasn't
No,
bad,
no, no. But here's the thing: you can
but
have
the
a great
episode
actor
wasn't.
and have a shit movie or show.
Yeah, and she
That
didn't even
doesn't.
do bad, but she didn't really do much of. I'm not saying she wasn't called on to do much either. It was just kind of she wasn't what was wrong with it. I can't really point at any one person and say anything was wrong with it except for the writing, which I guess that means I'm pointing at Rod Serling.
Was it Rod that
this
wrote
episode,
this one?
Yeah,
yeah,
didn't
Oh,
you write
okay.
it? I mean, now once again with these shows and movies, all these things, yeah, the writer is where it starts. But I mean, who knows? Maybe what he wrote was better, and maybe just the direction and what got cut
this reminds me of
out.
Collateral Beauty, where it seemed like an interesting premise and it turned into be just kind of
Or didn't.
That's where it's like
Maybe I don't even think it seemed like an interesting premise because I mean, okay,
But
I guess it's an interesting
I think it
premise.
is. Yeah.
It is, but it's not a premise. We've done this premise a bunch of times already. It was an interesting premise a few premises back when we did it the first few times, and now it's like it just seems super low effort. It's almost like they had a quota to fill, and he wanted to make an episode for his friend, so he just
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you
Might
mean
have
like
been.
a certain comedian on Netflix want to make a movie for his friend, so he just makes low effort films.
I don't know, those are just bad. But I mean,
Well, I mean, the thing is with this, and I go back to Mr. Beavis because this obviously highly resembles that. You have multiple scenarios where his life has changed. Like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do
more
this.
coherent.
She's given one scenario. Oh, well, you're not going to go bowling anymore on Thursday nights. You're not going to go back to your non-existent job. We're going to take away those things and make you a socialite. That's literally
that's
all
a-
they did.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
and
thing,
it,
Trev. The thing that kind of bothers me about this episode is I feel like Mr. Beavis was a little more accepting of the change than she is. Like she just kind of doesn't
Shuts
really
down.
react much to it. She just
she
kind
didn't
of
give a shit
stands
about
there.
anything. She just
Yeah,
like,
No,
she only
I
says it once where she is like, "Oh, I want to change back to, I have friends," and that's the only time we see her have emotion. I feel like emotion's like left out the door with her. That she's just more of just reactionary than anything, which I know is what her Carol Burnett show really was like a reactionary kind of like I Love Lucy
Well,
and
but
Mary
there
Tyler
was a
Moore.
lot, of humor, like a lot of not subtle's not the right word, but it was more than just I mean, she was a very expressive in Carol Burnett show.
Yeah.
The
No, I know. I'm just
expressions
saying
were what
like,
made her good.
very low key
well,
here.
that's what I'm saying. Like she's not very expressive. I think that's what this episode's main problem is. It's just it tries to use her as an interesting kind of what is that? What do they call that when they were like the surrogate? But it just doesn't really do much. And I feel like the Cavender character is just kind of he's so misreading the room that it actually kind of makes the story a little weak on that part. I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
he
It's
goes
really
for the and I think as a general storytelling thing, it makes sense. He goes for the okay, everybody wants a bigger house, everybody wants to be in society, everybody wants to be rich. He went with that premise, and like you said, he misread it. But the scenario that he gave her, it wasn't improving a job scenario. It wasn't improving like a life scenario. It was just okay, be a social like the fact
Money.
that there wasn't anything beyond just it was it was one thing. It was okay, pretty dress, party. That was it. I was really, I don't know, that part of it really got me. And
well.
I know I'm not trying to be
Well,
weird. I
no.
just,
You know what the thing is, and this is something I was thinking about as you were talking, is you look at like an episode, you like show like Friends. If Friends didn't have the laugh track, I don't think it would have been as funny. I think if this had the laugh track, I think it would have actually helped it a little bit more because I feel like
see, I hate
there's
laugh
those timing.
tracks.
Well, no, I'm just saying like I think it helps, a show like Friends or whatever. But like the laugh
True.
track probably would have worked better here with it. I don't know. I feel like that's what's missing. Something's missing out of it.
And that's
Sorry,
maybe
you hate
what they
laugh
were
tracks.
depending on. No, no, no. No, it's okay. I think they're so overused, and it's in place, and maybe like you guys have said, they maybe the laugh track was put in there because of the weak writing. It kind of showed you where you were supposed to laugh and smile and
Oh,
oh, that's funny.
if this had come out 8 years later, 8 or 10 years later, and they added it, I would say they added it because of Carol Burnett. But at the point where she was in her career and what she was known for, I wouldn't like then she's TV personality, sitcoms, all that. She probably a lot of her stuff had laugh tracks or studio audiences and stuff. Um, so I think it would have made like if they made this now, I think it would make sense to have that laugh track because it would have been kind of like, oh, this just like they did with Buster Keaton because he had history on his side at that point. He was already known and at the end of his career, and they put in a bunch of Buster Keaton as stuff in there, like the whole silent film thing and all that.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not one to want to sit around and watch silent films, but that really worked for that episode because of Buster Keaton. That's why they
True.
did it. But here, I think the laugh track could work because I feel like that I would immediately associate that to Carol Burnett
True.
and her being known as a live studio audience actor. But at that point in time, I don't know if she really was because I know she wasn't. She hadn't blown up yet. She was getting there. But I
Right.
don't know if she was known for that yet. Uh, so I don't know. It's like the episode. I want it to play to Carol to being Carol Burnett. She needs to be the center of it, and I want it to play to her. But she didn't have all that yet to be played towards that, and it seemed like they kind of wanted to because I know she was always known as kind of like this goofy kind of personality, and it seems like they did a few of those things, like the jumping out the windows and stuff like that. But then they would maybe it's because she wasn't huge at the time, they wouldn't fully commit to that, and it just really made it seem really messy. It's like 1 minute you got a bus driver jumping out a damn window, and then guy running over and like eating her hand, pretty much, just out of nowhere. I thought that was great. But then like the other stuff is just kind of not that it was like serious, but it just was bland.
Nothing. Yeah, there
Yeah, it was
wasn't
very
anything to it.
bland. I do think that it had a good message, but I mean, a good message doesn't make for a good episode. The message was that hey, she had all this stuff. She was a socialite. She had money and all this, but all she wanted was relationships. She wanted friends, and
Right.
even though she had all these people adoring her around her, none of them knew her, and she didn't know any of them. And that's what she wanted. And I think that was a good message. The message we've heard a bunch of times, but it just wasn't executed very well. The
I would
more I talk
also
about
Oh,
this
add
episode, the
the
less I like it.
yeah, no. I would also add like when Cavender was kind of being dressed down by his superior, he's like, "Oh, well, you failed and all this stuff." And then he goes back and looks and sees that she's happy and Cavender goes, "Yeah, she's so much happy than she was before, because she was kind of down." The fact that they have to say that since you really can't see the difference before and after, I don't know. I just that seems like poor writing to have to say, "Oh, well, she's, over the moon happy now. She's got
She
no more
seemed happy
problems."
before.
Yeah, and
She
I can
seemed
understand.
happy. Then it seemed like no one
Yeah,
saw her. Like they didn't. The angels didn't understand her happiness,
right.
which aren't. I'm pretty sure angels are supposed to be more. See more than.
Intuitive.
I mean,
Yeah,
hell, It's a Wonderful Life. They're like they are understand like George Bailey's like at the end of his rope, and they get like what his plight is. Here, it feels like somebody's like, "Hey, look, this woman fell off the side of a bus or something like that, or lost
very
her job." So clearly, she's
materialistic
upset.
angels.
Yeah, yeah. Is the angels of materialism? It
Yeah.
just
I don't feel
it.
like any of these angels have their wings yet.
No.
No, those aren't wings. He glued those paper wings on the back of it. He's like Heinlein from Bug's Life. When he gets his wings, he has those like little tiny butterfly wings. Like
Aw.
that's what this guy. But this guy's like mimicking that. He just glued tiny wings on his back and took over the role because he murdered I don't know God or something like that.
Okay.
It's actually hell. Yeah, it's actually hell. No, Howard Smith, who plays Polk, I think the main angel, he was actually one of the voice actors in Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which they should have done this as a War of the Worlds type of thing. Yeah, have people panic because they're like, "What are they doing with Carol Burnett?"
No, no.
Um,
Angels are coming and they're gonna give us all money and mansions.
Ah.
I
I don't
know.
want.
She
I don't
got
want
like
that.
she got like $27,000 or
Yeah.
$23,719. Apparently,
That's
the only thing I
hilarious
can
that
think of,
that's
Yeah.
independently wealthy.
they're like round number.
Okay, let's be real. If somebody handed me over $23,000, I would gladly take it and I'd be happy as hell. But she's like, I just won the lottery for
Whoa,
$45
wait, hold on.
billion. I'm like, it's 23,000. You can't even most
Hang
new
on,
cars
I'll
you
look
can't
up
buy
the-
for $23,000 now.
Well, you know what I was laughing about, and this is actually it's what I was laughing about is they're like the last numbers were 19 because they don't like round numbers. I was thinking, man, this is probably where Stephen King got his 19 from the fact that nobody gets
Oh
that.
wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking up how much that money or how much 23,000 is today.
I'm gonna go with 80,000. Probably not even that.
No.
Probably double.
Nick,
No, you want me to say?
yeah.
45,000.
What do you think it's worth?
$5.
$252,000.
You said 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
Well,
I mean,
that's
I'd
if you
take
had
that.
another zero. Yeah. I mean, remember this is 1962, so it's like you got to
Right.
imagine it was like they were making like $5 a week or something like that. So
It
$23,000
wasn't
is.
that bad.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think they were making in
Depression.
1962?
No, I think gas was like 50 or 60 cents a gallon in the 60s ish, around there.
Well, no. Let
I
me
remember,
look it up.
I
What
remember
was
when you
minimum
could put
wage?
$5 in your tank and be good for a while.
Oh no, agreed.
Let me get 5 on pump 3.
Woo!
Now let me get 5 on pump 3 so I can drive over to pump 4 and get more.
I mean, I think it was like right after 9/11, gas went under $1.
Yeah, I remember 99-cent gas.
I'm just talking about normally. It was before 9/11 and $5 when I was a teenager. Let me get 5
I remember country
Uh,
songs
I
about
got
that.
5 on it. Weird.
God, we're old.
Speak for yourself.
It was,
You're
says the
older than
oldest-
I am.
Says the oldest person on here.
At least we're not
You know, it's-
84 years old like Nick is.
I'm
Oh, yeah, second
86. Damn it, son of a
Okay,
bitch!
you're 86.
Son of a
Not
bitch!
bad.
Why
You
do you
look
do
good
this
for
to me?
86.
Oh my God. I'm trying to look up salary cost for 1962. I don't know why it's taking forever to figure this out. Let's see. All domestic annual wages $4,800. Agriculture, manufacturing, we're making $2.26 an hour in 1960.
Wow.
Wow. So 40 hours, so that's like
Remember when
80
minimum wage
bucks a
was
week.
$4.75, $4.50,
Oof.
$4.25, $4.25. That was the first
I mean,
minimum.
minimum wage was like that when I first started working too. Like
Yeah.
what 2000s?
In the 90s. It was $4.25 way back when. Was it 3.7? No, I think $4.25 was the first minimum wage I had.
Actually, you know the first job I ever had was actually the year the Matrix came out. It was at Red
What?
Robin.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, Red
Dang.
Robin.
I
'cause
started detasseling corn at 14.
You was rich. I was working when I was like 12 at a gas station.
Well, no, I never said I didn't
Nice.
work for I was doing odd jobs for my dad beforehand, but like actual real job, like the, working,
Taxes
making
and
the
everything else.
yeah, taxes, all that nonsense. Yeah, it was Red Robin at 99.
Red Robin, yum.
I was 13 when I got my first real job back when you could get a work permit. I got it at Kmart.
Oh my God, really?
I didn't work at Kmart, but that's where for whatever reason, you go to Kmart to get a work permit.
Oh, interesting.
And it was official. It was a real thing. And you had to have that before you were 15.
Man, is there anything you couldn't do
I
at
was a busboy.
Kmart?
I was a busboy.
Couldn't get good pizza.
Hey, so
Hey, they had
Jacob, you
blue
and I
light
had this same
specials.
first job.
They did.
What, busboy?
They had,
Yeah.
I was a busboy too.
That's all I could do. I
See?
was a busboy at the original Pancake House.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And then I went.
Did people get into fights?
No, it was a nice joint. I only worked on weekends at first. I had to walk to work,
Oof.
which I mean,
I detasseled corn for a summer.
I don't even know what
You
that
had
is.
tassels? You went
No, basically, those
yeah,
the
corn,
things. No. Basically,
Shipping.
you'd pop the heads off of the corn stalks. Yeah, I know. And it would stop it from growing. Started
Yeah, it would.
Oh,
you
so you
pop
were
the
you were
head.
you were you were doing brie on corn. You were brisk
Basically,
on
yes.
corn.
Yes.
Mm,
And I
mhm.
gotta tell you, walking through aisles and aisles and aisles of corn, you start to hallucinate and it gets scary. So
Hallucinate,
Yeah, I can
yeah,
imagine. Did you see Randall Flagg in the corn?
yes, I did.
or
Also,
did you see
being
a
in a cornfield
CG
while there's
corn
lightning
monster?
strikes nearby, also not a good idea.
I mean, you're talking to the guy who drove a Dodge Ram through a hurricane. So
You were in
yeah,
a damn
we all make
vehicle that
decisions.
okay, you were in a
In a
vehicle
hurricane,
that
we
had
all make
like
decisions,
rubber
Trev.
wheels. Yeah, I was in the middle of a freaking cornfield and there was lightning striking not that far from where I
Trev,
was.
I don't know if you know anything about hurricanes, but rubber wheels don't help you in a hurricane.
Well,
They
neither
may
do rubber shoes being struck
Soften the
by
fall.
fucking lightning in the middle of a damn cornfield.
I think they would.
well,
They'd
we all make
insulate you, wouldn't
decisions.
I had to be out there, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten paid.
they? Make that money, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make that cone, yo.
Trev, what were we talking about? Get us back
Corn.
on track, Trev. I know we were
Lots
talking
of
about
corn.
inflation and
There. Boobs.
Whoop, whoop. Look at them big boobs.
Congratulations.
they're blue. They got
Yes,
blue
they
balls,
are. Yes, they are.
Blue boobs.
Yes.
blue boobs.
Back to it.
They've been to Burning Man. So
Yeah,
Cavender
they're
is
many
coming.
places.
She made $23,000. It was just $250,000 today. Give me, I like Jacob. Just give me $23,000 now. I'll take it so I can buy a car.
Yeah.
So-
$23. What are you talking about?
But Cavender is coming. She's offered 20. She's given $23,000. She wants to go bowling, but he's like, "Fuck that. We're gonna go to random place with lots of food and people like swooning over her." And she doesn't really react very much to the situation. She just kind of, oh, okay, sure, let's do that. Ooh, look at this dress. It's just it feels like
The dress is
they didn't know.
pretty.
Well, it's pretty, but like she doesn't really react to it very much. It's really
No.
weird.
I will say, the angel could have left her with that 23,000 and she could still live where she was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, you can't live here at this place anymore. It's like, well, why? It's not like she's a rich person even at $23,000. It's not like she's a Randolph Hearst or something like that. She has enough she could retire on and live in the apartment. It's like the misguidation of like a parent or something like that with the kid. I don't know.
I suppose
All
that they're
the
thinking
Hearst
rent
cookies
like
she could
you.
have bought.
Oh, yeah. She could have sold purse cookies, honestly.
Yeah.
She could buy Oreo. Wasn't Oreo around at the time?
Oh, yeah. They've been around forever.
She could have gone to England and picked up, make sure I got my package of squashies that apparently hasn't shown up yet.
Well,
'Cause,
apparently it's supposed
post
to be there
office needs
tomorrow.
damn
Everything's
Saturday, no post office. Sons of bitches. I want my squashies. Squashies. I mean,
Calm
I
your
don't know.
face.
Squash my face.
Yes.
As long as I have a nice butt on top of it. What were we talking about? Cavender is coming.
Yes.
Something squishy.
I misread what this episode was gonna be about because it says Cavender is coming. Is like, what does that even mean? That like until you watch the episode, you're just like, this is a weird random title.
But that's a lot of Twilight Zone stuff, don't you think? Like some of the
Mhm.
episode titles that we run across, they really don't make a lot of sense.
Until you've seen the episode, then it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
kind of see that.
Well, yeah, I guess I think the Body Electric is the company, which is I guess a weird title too.
Well, and that was, I
Well,
mean, you're
it's,
talking Ray Bradbury too. That's the name of the original story, yeah?
Well, no, it was that came from shit. What's his name? The guy who
Philip
looks
Dick?
like the guy
Walt
who,
Whitman.
Ray Bradbury. Yeah, Walt Whitman.
Oh, okay.
That's where the quote was
Pimp
from.
Daddy.
Right?
Pimp Daddy
Oh,
Walt
right,
Whitman.
right.
Looked like Alan Moore.
So this is why you guys are awesome and I'm just here.
Oh,
Trev,
just
you keep us
remember
on
that
track.
whole
We
Alan
be
Moore
talking.
thing.
We still be talking about what were we talking about earlier? That Doctor Who.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Well,
Okay. By the way, we haven't mentioned the name of the angel services company is called Third Celestial Division Angel Placement. So it's like a so basically it's like a what was that place you go to? You try to find a job placement.
Oh, like
Facility.
workforce.
Yeah. So this is like
Unemployment
for people
office?
that exactly. This is like people that can't find jobs, so they just like randomly find people jobs and like that's not really fully explained. It just feels like a place
An
that
angel
a
life
bunch
is
of people
tough,
work
yo.
at. Yeah, life is tough in heaven.
It's hard out there for an angel.
But yeah, she finally gets back to reality. Check back to reality. There goes gravity. You know,
Sorry.
back to reality. Check. There goes
I hate to say it because I
gravity.
like Carol Burnett, but this episode kind of sucks.
No, you can't. And having like we've
Well,
talked
let me.
about having a good person or good comedian does not make a good episode. They can only work with what they've been given.
Ben
Well, let me
Kingsley
ask.
was in Blood Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he refused to promote that film too. That
Hey,
guy's an
Ron
asshole.
Jeremy was in Killer Raccoons too.
Taika Waititi was doing something racist in Next Goal Wins, so I mean everybody does their thing, I
Yay.
guess. By the way, that movie sucks, by the way. I really didn't like that movie at all.
What
It's
movie?
just it's Next Goal Wins about America Samoa.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Taika
The
Waititi's got his head up his ass at this point. I don't know what the fuck has happened to him, but he should go back to doing
Jojo
Wilder people.
Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok, or no, Thor Ragnarok.
But Jojo Rabbit was good though. It's like when he won the
I
Oscar,
know.
it's like, yeah, fuck the
That's
the
what
world. I'm
happened
gonna
to
do
him.
it.
He had some sudden successes, and he went fucking stupid. And
Yeah.
Disney happened to him.
What they needed is they need a good tongue lashing from Rod Serling and with his cigarette. That dude would like fucking knock people down a peg. I love listening to Rod Serling talk.
I'm pretty good
That
tongue
dude just
lasher. I'm
Yeah.
told.
he's fucking good at what
I've
he
been told.
does. Yeah,
Pretty good with
he's
the
good.
tongue.
He's good with the tongue. He
Like,
laughs. He
God's
laughs
sake.
the.
Okay,
He laughs the
guys.
competitors up.
Yeah, we get it.
Like,
tongue. I know tongue fu.
anyways, so she gets her old life back. Everybody loves her. She slaps the kid in the ass again, and she gives Cavender a quarter to get the goose for the Christmas dinner. And he goes back up and is like, "Oh, look, I made her happy, and the main angel's like, "Oh yeah, I guess you did. I guess we can't fire you today. You're still a terrible angel." I like how he's like, he doesn't get his wings, but he's still considered a terrible angel, and they're just gonna send him other jobs. It's like,
I,
wow.
I like how when she says, "How am I supposed to pay for this?" I know I'm going back here, and because you reminded me, and he says, "Well, there are other ways you can get this or pay for it or something like that." She said, "I ain't that kind of girl."
Oh man.
Like I like
So-
those things. Do more of that stuff, but they decided not to. They
It
wanted
feels like the middle of Trouble at Templeton a little bit. Just kind of like
It is
when
an
is this even
odd it is
happening?
an odd series of it's an odd series of things that happens in what should in theory be like a home run of an episode. But
Mhm.
you look at like the I Sing the Body Electric, and I know it's not quite the same thing because we rated that one higher, but you'd think Ray Bradbury, just in name alone and his reputation, would be enough to make a killer episode. And there are moments that aren't quite as killer as you would assume they would be.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Look at Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone series. That should have been a home run. It turned out to be a piece of shit. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
just yeah.
But
It's
I
one of
think
those things where
look at all the Twilight Zone things that have come post Rod Serling. There was something about having Rod Serling there that, and obviously he made the series, but there was something about having him there that made the core of it like untouchable. Even if you have
Well-
episodes that aren't great.
well, I can tell you what it is. It's his views on the world around him. Like I think what the problem with like the Twilight Zone was doing later on, and there are some good like actual episodes in like the 80s, 90s, and the last one. There are some pretty decent episodes. But I think what Rod Serling was able to do in the world, I don't think the creators of the seasons later on were able to capture what Rod Serling saw in war, what Rod Serling saw in society, because society was very much an ever changing, like the difference between the World War II America to 1960s America was a completely different way than it is now, and I think it really shows. Like I think that's why the series worked so well, like it did, is because he was able to use actual changing society to a pretty good effect that later series couldn't do.
Are they going to get better from here? Like, have we experienced the best Twilight
Dude,
Zone
we're getting
now?
ready to
There-
head into the
there's-
Jodie Whittaker
well,
area.
Okay,
era.
but here's
Oh,
the thing.
no.
There are I was looking at the list like when I was looking through to see where this fell on the IMDb and the Pace magazine like lists. And there are quite a few episodes that I was like, "Oh, this is great. We haven't watched this episode yet. Oh, we haven't watched that episode yet." There are gems that are coming up.
Oh yeah, we haven't
amongst
gotten to the
rest.
mask yet. The mask is
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, yeah. There's
I mean,
arguably.
is our top 10 pretty locked in now though? I mean, are we
I
I
got
mean,
any
we
more
still have
bangers?
Nightmare. We still have like Steel. We still have Nightmare in 20,000 Feet. We still have
Steel,
the
the one with the
mask.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
That's a Twilight Zone
yes,
episode, isn't it?
it is.
I mean, it
You're
depends
right.
honestly, but how many times is it really depended on our conversation? To some
Yeah, I
extent.
mean, we have exactly. It just depends on how we feel. But we have Libby Doll, the old man in the cave,
No one that depended on the
Branding
conversation
Girl.
failed. Called perchance.
Okay, that was
Converting.
point taken. Touche.
There was a conversation there. It was
Yes, there
heading in the right
was.
direction. And
We
then
still
it took a
have
tragic turn.
Yeah, I know.
Trey's favorite episode, Queen of the Nile and Spur of the
Oh,
Moment and
fuck
Bewitching
you.
Pool.
Fuck you.
And this Jezebel one I keep hearing about.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
On the other side, we do have Printer
Trey's,
Devil, which is amazing. In
that's
my
a
book.
fourth season, right?
That's fourth season, yeah. But it's Burgess Meredith.
You bum. You could have been a
Yeah.
contender.
You could have had titty aliens, you know.
Yeah, true.
We have Dennis Hopper playing a neo-Nazi. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's a great one too.
yeah, he's alive.
I think it's
but-
like look at so I think season 3 is a good kind of indicator of what's coming next. There's highs, there's high highs, but there's also low lows.
This has been the longest season ever.
It
feel.
has been,
Well,
you're right.
I mean, to be fair, we took like three vacations and 2 moves, and
And Partridge
I
in a
think
Pear
I-
Tree.
yeah, I think we
I
started
lost
in
my ovary, or I
1956.
lost my uterus at one point.
I know
Good
it
times.
just popped out in her transition, just went boop, and
did.
I think I
fell
was like,
asleep and I woke up and it was gone.
I lost my
Right.
YouTube channel.
I lost my sanity,
go
and
pop
started
as
taking
well?
anxiety pills. I mean, it was good times. Have by none.
Yeesh.
Yeah. I mean, the first episode was when we had sexy James Garner or whatever. Was it James Garner?
Oh
or
yeah,
Charles
James
Bronson?
Arness. Yeah.
Right?
James
James
Bronson.
Arness. Yeah, Charles Bronson.
You said James or James something or
I
another.
don't
No,
know.
his name was James
They were
Arness.
like rough and tumble, good looking guys back in the day. What can I say?
Yeah, they
Makes me
were
jealous
sexy as hell.
for today's
Men were
society.
men.
God,
But-
how long ago did we talk about too? I gotta look this up. Talking about this episode, Cavender is coming, so I gotta look this how far long ago to 2 was.
It was
Well-
back in the day when you were like 73 years old.
Yeah, probably.
Cavender came all over the place.
He left a mess.
He did.
Not the good kind.
Came everywhere. Oh, it was originally broadcast with a laugh track, the only Twilight Zone episode to feature one, because this episode was intended as a backdoor pilot for a regular comedy series featuring the Cavender character. The version included in the Twilight Zone, the complete definitive collection DVD set, has the laugh track removed. Reruns airing in the US on Sci-Fi and MeTV also have the laugh track removed, as does the version on Netflix. So, okay, they're making
I
it
mean,
sound
it's
as
not
if,
on Paramount Plus either.
yeah,
Mm.
they're making it sound like, oh, it's in most versions except for these. It sounds like
Yeah,
it's not
on
in any of them.
YouTube. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
on YouTube.
literally everything else, like nothing has it. Yeah, March of 2023 is when we started this season.
Wow, 9 months.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like it's been
Holy
longer than that. This season seems like it's gone on for a really long time.
That's also the longest season. I mean, not that
Not
You
by
know.
like a huge amount though.
right, but you have to think too. So the longest, or like, so first season was what, 36 or 32?
It was 30 something. It was right around the same. I think it was just barely
Right.
shorter.
But you also didn't join us until the 9th episode, 10th episode,
12th episode.
10th.
12th.
No, not 12.
Well, no, you were on
was
the
on
11th
8.
episode. No,
Oh, that was on
you
8.
or no, it was 11th episode you joined us.
Yeah, I joined on the
Now I gotta look this up.
I missed 10
Right.
because I came on the 11th all over.
That's what she said.
And then I was there for the 8th episode. So there were 10 that I didn't get to contribute to, such as
Yeah, you came on
For Chase the
for
The Lonely.
you came on the
Lonely,
lonely,
number
then
8.
you were on for 1, 2, 3, three episodes. Then you came on for, and when the sky was open, that's when you officially came back on.
that is I came when the sky was open. The sky opened and I arrived.
Yeah, if you ever go back, yeah, I think you were still wearing you were actually trying to look like professional and stuff like that. It was just like
Was
now
I?
we, yeah, you should. Well, I was like, let me,
Oh God, they're doing a Mickey Mouse trap horror
Yeah.
movie.
Known to man. A dimension of sound.
When do I look professional?
I mean, you didn't have any
Of
beard.
the field.
That's
Look
Oh,
at this,
around.
like all
Yeah.
professionally dressed and shit.
You're getting a little corny on me here, man.
I had headphones. Oh, look at that. I did
Oh,
my
you're
hair.
cute.
Yeah. So anyway,
I was
Now
like
I'm
a
just
really fat
screw
guy.
that, throw a hat on.
For that crazy introduction, we are a Twilight Zone podcast.
Yay.
And here we are. Where are they now?
I haven't changed, except for
You're
I
still
now
s-
have a cup of Uranus.
Yeah, Trish still suck. She actually had like
Famous?
a recliner chair.
I did. I got sick of the chair
Yeah, exactly.
because it wasn't actually doing anything.
Anyways,
Episode 155.
all right.
Go ahead.
I mean, I can kind of do it to the side, but then I get a stank arm going.
It was
Get the
fine.
stanky leg.
It's all right.
Sure.
I mean,
All right.
They did some Twilight.
Shiv gets the stanky leg.
Yeah.
Stanky
All right.
arm. So yeah, so Cavender keeps getting new jobs because apparently he locked himself into smoking and drinking and misguiding
Gin
women.
fizzes and tonics and
Yeah, he's like the Willy Wonka of like drunks. He's looking for the next smell of pineapple, like an orange, tastes like an orange. Yeah.
This episode sucked.
I like how we went from this episode wasn't that bad. Now we're just like, yeah, this episode fucking sucked. No, actually, Trip. So I gotta ask you. You know, we're talking about how bad this episode is, but you still enjoy this episode, right?
for what it offered. So it was, for me, it was Carol Burnett that made this episode. Everything else was just kind of dog shit. So
But
like
did she do anything, or was it just that it was Carol Burnett?
I so like the mirror, the window, like those bits were what kept me engaged. But yeah,
The
overall
wall.
I walked away just, even Carol Burnett aside, I walked away disappointed. Because
Mhm.
I had seen the criticisms of this and I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go in as neutral as I can because I don't feel like she would have done something that wasn't up to par. But all
She
of that
did.
aside, yeah, oh no, it is. It's the physicality, they put it out front, but then it just kind of disappeared and there was nothing to this episode that Mr. Beavis didn't do and do better.
I feel like they wrote this on a napkin in an afternoon.
I don't know. I don't know, especially if he wrote it for a friend. What I don't, it just didn't feel, like you said, it feels messy. It didn't feel thought out. There's potential to be good with this, and you could have told a similar story in a different way.
They
But
did.
there was nothing about it. Like it had, there was things that needed to be covered and things that were told via exposition that we never saw. And
Yeah, they
it
just drew
was,
stick
it
figures on
lacked.
that napkin. Basically, like
Yeah.
little stick figures.
Yeah, basically.
You do this, you do that. Yeah. I don't
Storyboarding.
know.
I mean, hell, I would have been happy upping it, keeping having people fall through windows or mirrors or whatever would have at least given it something.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
think
5
they should've
seconds, a
stuck with
person
that.
jumping through the window.
But like
But
the
they
things that
didn't.
they were saying, oh well, she's got this screwed up life. Show
It
us
didn't seem that
where.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, even with Cavender, oh, he's a shitty angel. Show us where. Show us him screwing up and having to go back to heaven to explain himself and say, "Oh my gosh, I can't get her to acknowledge what needs to be changed." Multiple scenarios for Carol Burnett. It was such a nothing burger of an episode, and I know that we've had a lot of those lately,
Yep.
but this one feels atrocious because you have someone, and not to say that there haven't been lots of other actresses and actors that are phenomenally talented, but in
potential here is what
retrospect of
hurts it.
knowing who Carol Burnett is and knowing that this episode was written specifically for her, it feels like more of a letdown to me.
You know what this episode needed? Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the splits.
Oh, absolutely. That would have made everything better.
There's a video of Fat Seagal having sex with a woman.
Oh
Like,
God,
in a
no,
movie.
no, we're not
That's what
talking
this
about
movie
that.
needed.
I need to be able to sleep tonight and function tomorrow. So no, that we're not talking about that.
So let me find that video. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I don't want to
absolutely
subject
not.
anyone to Fat Seagal in a movie.
Oof.
banging
Skinny
a chick.
Seagal isn't even that great.
Seagal.
I saw a comedy bit from a
Jean-Claude.
lady one time. I think it was in the 80s when Steven Seagal was big.
Was it
lady
the
was
first
talking-
episode of Doctor Who?
No, do you want to talk about it? No, this lady, she was talking about, she was a comedian, and she was talking about she was just stand up. Only thing I don't remember who she was or what. I just remember her talking about her husband, how he loves Steven Seagal movies and how she hated him. And she said, I just picture him as like this super dumb person. She's like here's how he answers the phone. It rings. Hello. And when I was a kid, it took me a minute to get that. But then that was hilarious. I was like, what's so funny? Oh, he said hello before he answered the phone. That's funny. Every time I hear Steven Seagal, I think of that joke. And I'm like, I guess it's because it took me so long to get it. And then when I got it, I was like, that's funny as hell. It's like 2 weeks later.
Shit.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good
you
shit.
gotta
Anyway,
admire a
nothing
guy
to do with
in a
anything.
coma with a guy in a coma with a gigantic beard that is glued on.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we officially actually ended talking about this episode because we got to the end and I just keep bringing on other shit.
Because there's
But
nothing interesting to talk about here, so we just talk about other stuff.
that's the problem with this third season. I think we've started to learn there's not really much interesting stuff to talk about. Like, if we go to the ranking list, like what was is there even an episode in the top 10 or top 20 that is a third season?
I think
maybe?
so.
I liken this to when I used to do regular movie reviews. I do one a day or whatever, whatever stage I was at when I did a lot of movie reviews. And I used to always say, talking about a movie I loved is easy but boring because you're just gushing over something you love and there's only so much you can say. Talking about a movie you hated is the best because you have so much to say about something you hated.
Oh yeah.
And those are the best ones usually. Unfortunately, the negativity sells. Talking about the hardest things, movies and shows, stories to talk about to review are the middle of the road, just kind of meh ones where there's nothing like necessarily terrible about it, but there's nothing great about it because there's nothing to fucking talk about. So you're just like, yeah, this movie is just, or this thing is, it's here.
Well, you've
Oh,
got
yeah,
little
like-
girl.
I can
So
subscribe.
in our top 10, we have Little Girl Lost, which is third season. We have To Surf Man, which is third season. I'm checking one other one here.
The trade-ins.
That's not top 10, is it?
Top maybe it's 14.
Death's
So
Head
I would
Revisited
say
is
top
in our
20.
top 10. In our
That
top
was
20?
the third season?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. We really have been talking this season for a long time. Holy shit. It's a good
The
life.
the grave was season 3, right? I'm pretty sure.
Holy shit. We've had 2 episodes of Raymond, like 18 episodes with Dan, and this just this season alone. Holy shit.
Yeah. The grave is season 3. So yeah, we've had probably at least 5 or 6 in the top 10 or top 20.
All right. Well, I guess I'm wrong about this. Damn it.
Exactly.
Fucking hell. No, I was
That's
gonna
right.
say like our best episodes, I think sometimes are the ones where we talk about how much we hate an episode.
Oh no,
Well, it is
absolutely.
because you've got so much to say about that. You have
And it's
nothing-
passionate.
Yeah, and the passion, yeah, and yeah, when there's
It's
something
those
you love,
middling
there's
of the
a lot to
road,
talk
like middle of the
there.
road episodes.
Those
where
are
they
the
just kind of fall apart.
fucking worst. When it's
Yeah.
something that just elicited nothing from you, that is the hardest thing to find something to talk about. I always found that when I was reviewing movies that were just kind of like there. I was always like, I mean, what am I going to talk about? Yeah, this sucked. Or it was fine.
Right. Well, and it goes back to the old saying about how the worst thing something can be is boring.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. That is a cardinal sin. You are a form
Yeah.
of entertainment. If you are boring, you have done the worst thing.
Right. And I don't even
Yeah,
know if
I
this
mean-
was, I would not necessarily classify this as
It's just a nothing burger.
It was just
right.
there.
It's not boring in the sense of, because there were moments, like there was some great comedy when it was there, but it's just the rest of it was just
Well, like I said, when we talk about the bad movies, like your channel, Dan's channel, and Raymond's channel prove that you can find some real interesting, fun stuff to talk about with like a really
yeah.
cheesy, terrible movie. Same thing with like a really good movie, but like, when I talk about, I don't know, the most disappointing movies of the year and shit like that, it's just like half of them are just like, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Egg, just an okay movie. Like not really much to talk about. It's just but I
right.
can go on and on and
potential
on
of
about
what it should have
Shazam,
been.
Fear of the Gods.
Right. It
Oh,
is
God.
that it's for, and I know that we're kind of getting off subject, but like that potential, like one of my most hated movies is Indiana Jones 4 because of the potential of what was there versus what they did with it. And, again, it's that middle of the road bullshit.
Trev, you
Was
need
it
to do Dial
terrible? Was
Destiny
it the
for your
worst thing ever?
channel.
Oh God, no. I'm not dealing with that kind of copyright shit. I am not dealing with it.
It's Disney.
That's true. Good point. Anyway, moving on.
No, but this is like very pertinent to the episode because we're coming to
no,
the conclusion
I
that
agree.
this is just a very bland, very middle of the road episode that feels like once again that so Rod Serling's turning into Jack from the Shiny, where he's going to lose his mind by season
Right.
4. So
Just the potential of what should have been with this episode specifically really kind of, the more we're talking about it, the more it kind of pisses me off, because Carol Burnett is
that's
such,
we've done our goal.
even at this point was, I would assume, quite a not, obviously she's not doing the Carol Burnett show yet, but you can't tell me that she didn't have that, she wasn't showing that signs of the force of comedy that she would become. And to just have this, what could have been something really fun and interesting and a really funny ass episode, something like a Most Unusual Camera, it's not, it's just, it lacks.
Well, that's why the Buster Keaton episode worked so well, because they used his strengths and they did it a really well produced
the thing
script.
is, though, Nick, they did that here too, to some extent. They did use physical comedy, but the rest of it was just nothing.
But they honestly though, I mean, but they only use it like a few times, like they did the
Exactly.
falling through the mirror, and then the rest of it's just
Lack
like her
of pants,
kind
or
of kind of reacting to them in the elite status group, and it's just like, okay, sure,
Yeah.
what else
The
you
thing
gonna
is,
do?
there were some decent visual gags, whether you're talking about the bus turning into a carriage, turning into a car, the fact, like, the changing of the outfits later on, but that gets overshadowed by all the rest of this stuff.
Yeah, there weren't enough gags. But when they
No.
happened, I was like, oh, look there. Okay, we're done. It was like, I
mean,
wanted more do more of that. If you're going to be nonsensical, if you're going to be just like all over the place and not really Twilight Zone, if you're going to have fun with it, have fun with it. But they didn't
Right.
have fun with it. They said every now and then we'll let a little bit of fun creep through, and then
If you're
So you
going to
guys
have an
aren't-
angel that has the ability to grant anything and everything, step outside your box.
mm-hmm.
you guys aren't happy about this episode having child abuse, patting the kid in the butt. I mean,
It was the era, whatever.
I just like I was really weirded out by that.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not going to
she's
disagree
giving
with
the
you on
kid a
that
cookie
point.
and then pat him in the ass. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I'm not disagreeing with you, but of this episode's sins, I mean, Purse Cookie was probably worse than the pat on the butt.
I guess.
Purse cookie. They said purse pookie. I was like, what
Well,
the
that
fuck is a
too.
purse pookie?
A Purse Pookie is the Pookie that I keep in my purse.
Oh yeah.
Hello,
Uh,
Pookie. How are you doing?
That's what she said.
Would you like
But,
to find out about the Pookie in my purse?
It's all about the pookie.
It's all about the Pookie. What? The Pookie
It's all
in
about
my...
the Pookie, no trouble. It's all about the Pookie. Anyway.
Weird Al, are you hearing this? We're giving you solid gold for
Yeah.
old TV shows.
Yeah.
Anyways,
gold.
yeah, solid gold Pookie. Yeah, so that's the end of the episode. So any closing thoughts before we anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything that you want to share? Anything you want to get out there in the open for the audiences to hear?
I mean, not
Yes,
as much
Val.
as Cavender did at the fancy dinner party. He was airing it all
did it.
out.
He did it at the he did it all for the cookie.
He wasn't wearing any pants.
This episode sucked.
But how badly did it suck? Ooh, clickbait.
We're just gonna this
Chocolate
episode's gonna be-
rain.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Some. Chocolate
My-
rain.
This is when I move my mouth away from the
This is Tay Sunday.
thing.
Anyways, so no closing thoughts. We'll just say this episode sucks, so we can get into the final
We rated it as
portion
suck.
of this.
Oh,
actually,
we need to
did.
do the yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We should do closing narration because I completely forgot and didn't actually forget, but I forgot.
Okay, fine. A word to the wise. Now, to any and all who might suddenly feel the presence of a cigar-smoking helpmate who takes bank books out of thin air. If you're suddenly aware of any such celestial aids, it means that you're under the benefit.
That's
It
all,
means that
folks.
you're under the benefit, the I can't speak. Beneficent care of one Harmon Cavender, guardian angel, and this message from the Twilight Zone. Lots of luck.
That's
Lots
Rod
of luck
Serling's
is so-
message. That's Rod Serling's
Yeah.
message to us too. Yeah, lots of luck in reviewing this bitch.
Good luck.
No, that's his like his future warning for season 4. He's like, lots of luck. That's his future warning for
Winter is
Jacob. Lots of luck. Right?
Good luck, bitch.
LOL.
Shit.
I got
So
my
yeah.
bonus. I'm out, motherfuckers.
Right.
Hello, bitches.
So yeah, that's season 3, episode 36, episode 101 of the Twilight Zone rankings. Changing, was it Cavender is coming? Starring
Yep.
Carol Burnett.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I
Yeah.
don't know either.
Yeah, there was no
who gave her hand though. That was some good shit.
right. Reached up there like a puppet. Actually, the Paramount Plus didn't have the, and now the next episode from Rod
Oh,
Serling.
neither did the DVDs.
Because he was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I quit. No, like, no, Rod.
Yeah, he
come
just
back.
comes in for his paycheck. He
We'll
writes
see
a
you.
he writes a note on the board. It says, "I want it written by."
He spoke to them.
He's
in
turned
Post-it
into
notes moving
Justin
forward.
Roiland.
Moving forward, he only spoke to them with Post-it notes.
I wouldn't blame him.
Little stick figures. All right. Let's do the Twilight Zone ranking list. I guess the greatest ranking list ever known to man, because I said so. Nobody else said so.
Where did you
It's
say?
on Twitter. It's on X. X. I just gave it to you. You want X? X is gonna give it to you.
He's a funny guy.
Ah,
Only
only the best redneck comedy in this. You can do the Lucy.
32.
Actually, you guys saw Rat Race, right?
Yeah, I love that movie. Well, I loved
When they're
it.
on the
I might watch
bus,
it now
not
and
on
be
the
like, "This
Lucy
sucks."
bus.
Yeah.
But they're on the Lucy bus, and like Cuba Gooding Jr. makes that thing, and they go, and a bunch of Lucy's crying.
That movie got such terrible reviews. Everybody
Well,
shit
it's not.
on it. I worked at
Yeah,
the
I mean, it's not a
video
great
store.
movie, but
I rented
yeah.
it when it first came out because we got the movies a few days early. I thought
Yeah.
that movie was fucking hilarious when it came out.
It is cute.
Everybody hated it. It's Prairie Dog and Dad, like the kid's ass hanging.
fucking
thought that
Amy
movie
Smart
was
just trying to kill her
hilarious.
boyfriend.
Once again, I might watch it now and be like, "What the fuck was I?"
Well,
on?"
it's very 2000s, so it's like Road Trip. It's very of that time.
I think it's because I just wasn't expecting any. I was expecting crap. I rented that movie, took it home because I had it.
Anyways, I'm guessing we're putting this in the bottom 10 or bottom 11 at this point.
Oh, I don't.
Is that where
know.
we're
I
going?
told you 32,
I'm not putting this at 32, you bastard.
31.
No.
Is this worse than I Sing the Body Electric? Even though I like that episode.
Which one was that? That was
The one we did like 3 weeks ago.
Mary Poppins one.
Where is it at?
69.
You know, honestly, yes, this is worse than that one because that one, at least, while I didn't love it, it was coherent enough. I mean, I guess this one's coherent. I don't know. That one had a.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna put
Triv,
it to you this
I
way.
gotta. Well, here I
Okay.
gotta ask a question to ask you then.
Yeah.
Did this episode piss you off more than Long Live Walter Jameson?
It didn't piss me off though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It
it's
was a
just
nothing
disappointing.
burger. I was gonna say, like, where I would start it, or what I put to you guys is this. On the IMDb listing, this one was right below the Mighty Casey. Mighty Casey is at 86. So
I like the
would
Mighty Casey more than this.
I would say that this deserves to be below the Mighty Casey.
I do too. I agree.
Yeah, because Dust was a pretty bad episode. Like when you
Yeah.
go 87 or
That
below, that's
one-
when you get the really bad ones.
Was
Well,
that the one
where
where
is
the guy
everybody
was,
wasn't
like,
really that bad.
where they hung him in the end and like the
It
rope?
was just
broke?
bland. That's
That was
another
bad.
bland episode.
No, Dust was the guy that had the whole Jesus Savior complex thing going. No, that's not that one. Was it?
Just as
No, that's the
Western
one where like
right? Where
the
Mexican guy
kid
killed-
saves the guy. Saves the kid saves the
Oh,
guy based on the
yeah.
magic dust.
Right,
really
right,
bad.
right.
He's
That
gonna be
was one of the
hung,
tape
right?
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
hanging. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. We
Hmm.
forgive you this time, Triv.
No, thanks.
I mean, is this better than like Mr. Dingle the Strong, the 16mm Shrine, Where's Everybody, Judgment
So
Night?
here's the thing. I enjoyed Mr. Dingle the Strong more than this one, and it was a similarly like quote funny episode.
I think this was better than the thing about machines. I really dislike that one. I don't like Judgment Night. Mr. Dingle the Strong, I think, was better than all those. But you know what? That's just how our list is very perplexing. Our list
It's
is
weird.
made only in the Twilight Zone.
This is why we can't
Essentially.
get Alex back because she's just so perplexed from our list. She's like,
I don't blame
I
her.
can't deal.
I don't either.
But
Okay.
that one is
Yeah, she had
season
talked
4 at
about
some
coming
point.
back for one.
Yeah.
Season 4
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So we're gonna get everybody back for season 4 just so we don't have to do this alone. We're gonna make everybody else suffer too.
Nice.
I just I would put it right around Dust, above or below.
You want to do
Probably,
it
but
between
I
the
do
Mighty
think it was-
Casey and Dust?
I think it was better than Dust. This was just kind of nothing. Dust was straight boring. This one had boring moments, but it had like little, oh, look, that was something. Dust was
Right.
just like, when is this going to end? But man, I hate that because Mr. Dingle is Strong. That's not a great episode, but it had entertainment value.
It was cute.
You
Well, it's
like
another.
the
You know
titty-
what
the
it
titty
is.
aliens.
You know what? That's the thing about Mr. Dingle too, and it's another sort of supposed to be comedy episode. He has this power. Oh, I'm going to give you whatever you want. He's given this strength, and he just uses it to do like basic bitch things.
Yeah, and then dick robots show up.
Well, that's basically anything under Dust is just basic bitch stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Or outright bad.
Dying, basic bitch turning to basic bitch turning to basic bitch.
Well, but that one has
The
some cool
fever.
effects and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. The fever, basic bitch falls out a window.
3-inch tall window.
Yeah, jungle, basic bitch gets chased by invisible aliens.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I would say between, the Mighty Casey and Dust, just given where it was. We have the Unabomber over here.
The Jewish Unabomber.
That or it's just really cold.
I got that.
It is actually cold. It's 52 degrees right now.
Oh,
Make
poor
my nose
baby.
look really big.
It makes your nose look huge.
I swear.
Actually, it's supposed to be
not this big.
36.
36 in Florida? What is it here?
I know, isn't it crazy? By 7 a.m., it's gonna be 36 degrees out.
It's been like very comfortable during the day here. At night it gets chilly. Let's see. Right now it's 38 degrees.
I can't take you seriously right now, Jacob.
Why?
We're gonna
Oh,
get down to
Jesus, right.
18 on Wednesday. Oh God! Put it
Trish,
away.
suck it up, Buttercup.
Okay, fine. You come up here and try it.
Hell no, I'd die halfway there.
Oh, poor baby.
Have you seen the South Park episode when they cross over to Nebraska? It just turns into a big cornfield. I don't know if I can survive
Probably.
that.
I'm not.
But
I
no,
grew
I
up
mean,
in that.
No, I know. You're still living in it.
My wife was in Tennessee last weekend, and this past weekend, yesterday, and she was talking about how it was like, I don't know, colder than it ever gets here. And I was just, no.
Cold as a witch's titty.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you stole my line. Son of a bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Triv's yelling at us. I can't handle this. So Jacob, let's talk about let's talk about Doctor
It's gonna
Who.
be
shut up.
trouble.
Let's finish up.
You want to talk about it?
No.
He's going the distance. He's going for speed.
So number 89 or 87.
Going
The new
long in
new
time
number
of
87 is whatever the hell this is called.
No, okay.
Number one
So
is still the
Triv's making us.
Invaders, and number 100 is number 101 is the Trouble with Templeton. Jake, where can we find you?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, Nick, where can we find
No.
you? Okay, I got a new video out. Goodbye.
Triv's like, fuck this shit. We're doing it live. No, yeah, so I think we'll settle there. So new number 87 is the Cavender is coming. We'll leave it there for now until we talk about next week when we go, when the hell did we put it that far down? Number 1 is Eye of the Beholder. Number 101 is the Trouble with Templeton. Every time I say 10, I'm gonna say 100 now. It's gonna feel weird because I'm not used to this. 101 episodes and keeps going. Yeah.
101. Watch me explode.
But the next
Watch
episode
Cavender
is the
explode when he was coming.
Yeah.
but the next episode is season 3, episode 37. Is the season finale
No,
of
sir.
season 3, which is
No,
called
sir.
The Changing of the
No,
Guard.
sir. No, sir.
It is directed by Robert
Number
Ellis
80
Miller, written by
Number
Rod Serling.
82 is
The piano in.
The House.
You know, the fact that you guys still remember the actual episode number
Terrible.
makes me worried about like what you guys do and do not know.
A penis stretcher in the house.
The penis stretcher is coming.
No.
That doesn't even make sense, but it's funny because you said penis.
Cavender is penis stretching.
You know, the first time I saw this, I thought it was Cadaver is coming.
Yeah, kind of. Like I
The
said, I was
Cadaver penis stretcher.
It's
Cadaver
coming.
penis. The changing of the penis stretcher. The penis stretcher of the guard. Anyways, so yeah, changing
I
of the
seen
guard.
the body penis stretcher. I seen
I body stretch
I
the electric.
seen the penis stretcher electric.
Yes, it's a vibrator.
Anyways, yeah, changing of the guard, directed by Robert Ellis Miller, written by Rod Serling. Stars Donald Pleasance, Liam Sullivan, and
Ooh.
Philippa Bevins. Donald Pleasance, of course, known as the crazy guy from Halloween. You know, as the series went along.
Also, the
crazier
main
and
bad
crazier.
guy in Puma Man.
Yeah, he gets thrown down a smokestack in
one of the Exorcist movies.
probably.
Was he one?
Probably, I think the third
he
one,
was one
maybe.
of the priests, wasn't he? In like Exorcist 2?
Yeah, he's in Extras too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like in that.
And
Yeah,
he died
yeah.
right
But he was
before
also
came out or right after or something.
yeah. But he also gets thrown down a smokestack in like one of the James Bond movies
James
or
Bond,
something.
where they
Yay!
couldn't Blofeld.
Yeah,
Really wasn't him though. But it
it
was
was, yeah, some random guy. He was in a movie called Goldenrod, Last Tycoon, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band,
Woo!
Jaguar Lives,
Anyway,
Devonsville Terror, War of the Lost Worlds. Frankenstein got it, Aunt Tilly. But yeah, so we'll look forward to that. Triv, Jacob, we're finally back in the swing of things for the most part. Until next week when we forget what
a
we're
sex
doing.
swing.
Yeah, sex swing. Exactly. Yep.
Make
yep,
sure you
definitely.
attach it to the joists.
The house.
Not
Right.
just those sheetrock.
You know,
screws do it. You
you
gotta
guys
put
just
it in the
mi-
joist, get some
Yeah, true.
strength there. So it
You
doesn't
guys
Yeah.
just missed like the perfect joke. You gotta attach it to the house.
the sex.
Well, you don't
swing
just
in
want to
the
attach it
house?
to. You want to
This is
attach
the
it to
house.
the joist. And for that moment, I
Attach it
sound
to
like Dean
the
Martin. What is it? Jerry Lewis.
Exactly. Hey.
Hey,
Anyways.
lady, pretty lady.
Hey, lady. Anyways, Triv, Jacob, fun as always. With that said, we're heading out. No content to be talked about because we don't do content. We just talk about sex swings and sex in,
In the
house.
house.
Yeah. No, but Triv, you have content that is
Do
not
I?
sex content. Where's that at?
I mean, kind of is. You can find me here on YouTube. Trivial
no
Theater.
bat pussy.
Yeah, no bat pussy yet. Anyway, hopefully one day. You can find me here on YouTube, Trivial Theater. I do a wide variety of random, obscure, straight up bad things, movies, etc. I just did Killer Raccoons 2, as kind of a Christmas/New Year's deal with another digital citizen. Check that out. Hopefully I'm doing more normal content coming up, but time will tell. So stop by, say hi, etc.
Excellent. Did you know Alice Cooper was in Prince of Darkness as a schizo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Schizo?
Yeah,
I did not know this. I need to watch this movie.
it's a
This
good
is
movie.
a-
Highly suggested. I will
Exactly.
sit down and watch it with you if you like.
We should watch that now.
No, I have to sleep.
Anyways, Jacob, I know you're trying to do content, but you have like 18 kids to feed. You know, you're like the guy from Total Recall. I have 5 kids to
Man, I got
feed.
6
What happened to the other
kids to
kid?
feed.
What happened to the other kid?
Hey, Benny,
Oh shoot.
screw you.
But no, you still have content even though you haven't done it. I know you've been busy with like, feeding your chickens and goats and stuff like that. And
He's feeding his
One of my
chickens to his
chickens is-
goats.
One of my chickens is sick.
yes.
And if her ass dies, I'm gonna feed her to the ghost. But yeah,
Oof, yeah. fair.
What an image. But where's your content located while we
Chick,
think
chick,
about that
chick,
image?
chick, 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 chick.
well, I have 2 YouTube channels: Jacob Anders Reviews, where I do movie content sometimes, and Retro Jake XY, where I do video game content. Working on a big video right now for Retro Jake And another, I actually have 3 videos that I'm working on at the same time for that. So I'll go like a real long time with no content, and then I'll have like bang, 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 lots of content. So that's how I roll. That's how I do it. You know,
Big bitch.
it's coming. It's coming
It's raining content.
soon-ish. I've not shot any of it, but I usually shoot it all like just very quickly in like a few days. So still writing it, putting that down to, you know, pen to paper or keyboard to screen,
Finger.
whatever. It's work. I'm working on it. It's
Got a
coming. I
different
do want to get
keyboard?
it out there
He's
because I've
fingering
gone a
it.
little while.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it out. I've it's been a little while since I released anything, and I've actually had an uptick in viewership on my Retro Jake channel recently,
Nice.
and I crossed 900 subscribers, and I haven't done anything. So,
That's how you have to
I
do
had
it.
I had an uptick out of nowhere, and it just like started raising. So I am gaining viewers, so I suppose I should give them some content. So that's coming soon, and hopefully that'll be another big video, and that will spur me along to create even more content. But I did release something on my other channel not too long ago, unboxing of a Doctor Who set. So if you want to talk about it, go on over there and check that out. And yeah, that's me. That's no schedule. It'll get done when it gets done.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Awesome taco sauce.
See?
Tacos and taco. Burrito.
Script writer, if anybody wants to just do that. I'm finding that I really dislike that.
You're a script
process.
doctor. You doctoring the scripts.
No, just straight up writer. I'm about to go to Chat GPT and just say, hey, give me a script.
Anyways, yeah, so look forward to their content there, and you can find me at Movie Emporium. I had lots and lots of videos. I've taken a week off or posted like 1 video in the whole week, so it's been kind of
Good.
weird not posting like 5,000 videos and not getting any views for them. But yeah, there you go. So look forward to that. Look forward to the Twilight Zone, and we'll see you guys hopefully in the next week when we talk about the last episode, season 37, season 3. Where we talk changing of the guard. But yeah, for myself, Triv, and Jacob, let's get the hell out of here and leave you guys to see Cavender as he's coming. Peace out, motherfucker.
Ah,
So Carol Burnett,
I will
what a
cut a
wank.
bitch.
I like Carol Burnett.
And
What a
she's
wanker.
awesome.
I like Carol Burnett.
She's just
Carol
like
Burnett is awesome.
she's just like in one ear, out the other, and driving all over the place
Oh,
and
piss
crashing
off.
through windows. And my God, what a
That's the
woman!
best part.
It's a
That's the
wonderful
best
Carol
part.
Burnett.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. It's a wonderful knife. I mean, Carol Burnett, yeah. Anyway.
Exactly. Cavender is coming.
Ah.
Yeah.